Just when we thought the Crawleys had closed the curtain on their final act, they're stepping back into the spotlight for one last encore. That's right. Downton Abbey is returning to the big screen for a final bow, and this grand farewell promises to be nothing short of unforgettable. Creator Julian Fellowes is reuniting with director Simon Curtis to deliver a third and final film that will wrap up the journey of the aristocratic Crawley family, a saga we've been following since 2010. And yes, most of the beloved cast is back to help close the chapter with elegance, charm, and more than a few emotional gut punches. We've now gotten our first official glimpse of the movie, and it's already pulling at the heartstrings. The featured image? Lady Mary Crawley, portrayed by Dockery, walking through the stately halls of Downton in a crimson gown, white satin gloves, and a tiara that gleams like a crown. She looks every bit the head of the house, commanding, graceful, and unshakable. The film's poster drives the message home with just one sentence. It's almost time to say farewell. The end is truly near. For longtime fans who've stayed loyal through every twist, from wartime heartbreak to royal visits to Hollywood drama, the announcement feels bittersweet. We've grown up with the Crawleys, witnessed their triumphs and trials, and now we're preparing to say goodbye. Downton Abbey first aired in 2010, chronicling life at the grand estate from 1911 through the mid-1920s. What set it apart wasn't just the period detail or high society drama, it was how it captured both the lives of the aristocrats upstairs and the staff below. That dual lens made it compelling, and the cast became household names. Dockery, Dan Stevens, Lily James. Their stars rose alongside veterans like Maggie Smith, Hugh Bonneville, and Jim Carter, who gave the series its gravitas and warmth. The show was so popular it led to 2 feature films. The first, released in 2019, followed the family preparing for a royal visit in 1927, complete with a brush with an assassination attempt. Then, in 2022, Downton Abbey, A New Era, took the characters to the French Riviera, while also introducing a silent film crew at the estate, creating conflict, secrets, and sweeping changes. Now with the third movie, fans are eager to see where the Crawleys go next, and who's coming with them. Returning cast members include Hugh Bonneville, Elizabeth McGovern, Laura Carmichael, Jim Carter, Phyllis Logan, Joanne Froggatt, Alan Leach, and Penelope Wilton. Dominic West is also back as Hollywood star Guy Dexter, and his close connection with Thomas Barrow, hinted at last time, might finally evolve into something deeper. Still, not everyone is returning. Dame Maggie Smith's Lady Violet died at the end of the second film, and with the legendary actress's passing in 2024, her absence in this final chapter will be deeply felt. Imelda Staunton, who played Lady Maud Bagshaw, and Matthew Good, who played Lady Mary's husband, Henry Talbot, are also not listed in the cast. Neither is Tuppence Middleton as Lucy Branson, but new faces are joining the mix. Paul Giamatti returns as Cora's brash American brother Harold Levinson, a role he played in the TV series. He'll be joined by Jolie Richardson, Alexander Nolan, Simon Russell Beale, and Artie Frusciante, all adding fresh energy to this final act. While the full plot is still a mystery, there are hints of where things might go. Guy Dexter's return suggests Thomas Barrow could be facing a life-changing decision, possibly leaving service for something more personal and fulfilling. With Henry Talbot's absence, Lady Mary may be at a crossroads in her marriage, which was already under strain in the last film. Meanwhile, with Lady Violet gone, there's a power shift at Downton. Who takes the reins, and what direction will the family head in next? Dockery recently spoke about how emotional filming this last chapter way, and in the background, global tensions simmer. The early 1930s in Europe were marked by economic despair, political unrest, and the early rise of authoritarian movements. Dinner table conversations may shift from household gossip to discussions of Britain's economy, tariffs, joblessness, or even the brewing trouble in Germany. The outside world is closing in, but through it all, Downton Abbey has never just been about events. It's been about people. Love, loyalty, pride, and progress. This final film will likely lean into those emotional roots, offering fans the closure they've waited for. There will be joy, heartbreak, nostalgia, and, knowing Julian Fellowes, probably a few well-earned tears. So whether you've followed the Crawleys since day one or only recently discovered the charm of Downton, prepare for one last visit. One more dance in the grand ballroom, one final stroll through those lush gardens, and one unforgettable goodbye. That's it for today's video. If you're excited or heartbroken about the final Downton film, let us know in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.